Everyone, welcome back. This story isn't simply another tennis update, it's a real-time shock to the whole sports marketing industry. Because the power dynamics in international sports branding can occasionally change suddenly rather than gradually. And that change is currently taking place at Nike's worldwide headquarters in Beaverton, Oregon, where the emergence of a new superstar is becoming a reality rather than just a theory. The swoosh has been a symbol of tennis royalty for many years. We are discussing a legacy created by legends. From the clinical brilliance of Pete Sampras to the irreverent dominance of John McEnroe and Andre Agassi, who forever altered tennis society. Subsequently, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and the irrepressible Williams sisters, Venus and Serena Williams, emerged as contemporary icons. Being the face of Nike Tennis is a crown, not just a sponsorship. And a new generation will discreetly inherit that crown in February 2026. According to insiders last week, 20-year-old Filipina sensation Alex had a royal reception when she entered Nike's headquarters. This was placement rather than a typical gear fitting. Industry rumors claim that Alex is being groomed as the future face of Nike Tennis rather than merely joining the company. Take a moment to consider that. She is apparently receiving the kind of lavish red carpet treatment typically reserved for celebrities like Cristiano Ronaldo, LeBron James, or Tiger Woods. And the figures under discussion. Astounding. A potential 3-year endorsement agreement worth up to $45 million is being hinted at by financial sources. Indeed, $45 million. If that's accurate, Alex would immediately rank among the world's highest-paid female athletes. And it's evident why Nike is currently making such a significant move when you consider her explosive talent, widespread appeal, and ideal timing. Because this choice is made at a crucial time. Emma Raducanu, the 2021 U.S. Open champion and former Nike poster athlete, had left the company to secure a significant international contract with Uniqlo. She played a key role in Nike's international tennis marketing for many years. Alex seems to be stepping into the spotlight now that it is shifting. However, just as that collaboration was, Uniqlo intervened as it was coming to a finish. According to reports, they made a huge offer of almost $3.5 million annually, with significant performance bonuses, putting her on the same elite roster as world-famous Roger Federer. The industry was rocked by that decision since Nike was suddenly losing stability in addition to a celebrity. Concerns regarding the brand's long-term prospects with existing elite athletes like Aryna Sabalenka also began to surface. Nike needed a new focal point, a future, not simply a player. Young, vibrant, marketable, and in control. Southeast Asia was the destination of that hunt. They witnessed more than just a budding athlete. Alex is inspiring a country of more than 110 million people in addition to winning matches. Because of her, tennis is becoming increasingly popular in the Philippines, a nation where basketball has always dominated. Social media goes crazy every time Alex takes the court. Rises in engagement. Algorithms proliferate. International companies are starting to understand that this is more than just selling tennis shoes. This is about interacting with a highly devoted Filipino diaspora around the world and opening up one of the fastest-growing Asian marketplaces. However, marketing isn't the only factor driving this narrative. Performance is what drives it. Because of what Alex is now doing on the court, it is impossible to ignore the hype. She has risen to a career-high rating of world number 31 as of February 23, 2026. The highest ranking ever attained by a Filipino player in WTA Tour history. She didn't just break into the top 100, she broke into the top 50, and now she's in the top 35. Every step, every victory, is evidence that she's much more than a marketing gimmick. She's defeating Grand Slam champions, challenging the top 5 players on hard courts, and she's turning into a real force. Insiders at Nike headquarters describe the energy as electric, with custom gear concepts. There are rumors of a potential crossover with the storied Air Jordan brand, which would be marketing gold. There are also plans for an Asia-focused campaign and talks about a global rollout centered around Alex. Because the Jordan name is practically legendary in the Philippines, a country that is infatuated with basketball. One of the most potent brand synergies in contemporary sports may be produced by combining that heritage with the largest tennis player in the nation. As we delve further into this momentous occasion, we must comprehend not just Alex's remarkable ascent, but also the reasons behind Nike's rumored $45 million wager on her future and the implications for the upcoming global tennis era. How, therefore, Does anything like this even occur? Because it takes years of behind-the-scenes sacrifice for someone to suddenly become the center of attention in the largest sports boardrooms in the world when they are 20 years old. The narrative of Alex didn't start in a stadium. At the age of 4, she picked up a tennis racket for the first time in Quezon City, Philippines, under the guidance of her grandfather. Her innate talent eventually forced her to go thousands of miles to train at the renowned Rafa Nadal Academy in Manacor, Spain. Everything about her game was shaped by that event. Her identity on the court, a left-hander with a deadly two-handed backhand, astute tactical understanding, and unrelenting baseline aggression, is evident. Rafael Nadal's mentality permeates every aspect of her game. When she won the girls' singles title in the U.S. Open Junior Tournament in 2022, it was her first significant international breakthrough. However, professional survival is not assured by junior success. In actuality, many careers fail during the shift from young prodigy to professional challenger. The opponents get stronger, the game gets faster, and the mental strain increases steadily. Over the next few years, Alex quietly built her foundation on the ITF Circuit Tennis's testing ground. Between 2020 and 2024, she won 5 ITF titles. There were no headlines or hype, just steady growth, strengthening her body, honing her game, and getting ready for the moment that would change everything, which came at the Miami Open in 2025. Alex was given a wild card into the main draw despite coming into the competition ranked outside of the elite, around world number 140. What came next was more than just a successful run, it was a declaration. She dominated rather than merely competing. She first took Yelena Ostapenko, a former French Open winner, by surprise. She then defeated Madison Keys, an American powerhouse. At the end of the tournament, Alex accomplished something unprecedented. She became the first wild card in history to defeat 3 Grand Slam champions in straight sets at a single WTA 1000 event. She defeated multiple Grand Slam champions in a match that shocked the tennis world, including T.H. Ruff and Iga Swiatek. Let that sink in. There was no hype. It was high-pressure, fearless tennis. She became the 75th person in the world after that one run propelled her into the top 100. Officially, the entire world had taken note. More significantly, that Miami breakthrough persisted. It was a powerful confirmation that Alex wasn't a one-tournament phenomenon. She didn't vanish. She didn't slow down. Expectations surged as 2026 drew near. Furthermore, bearing the aspirations of an entire country can be daunting for many young sportsmen. But Alex was unaffected by the pressure. It gave her energy. She had a great run to the ASB Classic semifinals to start the 2026 season. Then she made her eagerly anticipated main draw debut at the Australian Open, where spectators allegedly queued hours beforehand to witness her first match on an outdoor court. However, the harsh Dubai Tennis Championships in late February provided the true confirmation. This was supremacy, not a run for self-gratification. Alex defeated elite opponents, including top 10 competitor Jasmine Paolini, to advance to the quarterfinals. Her ranking reached a career-high world number 31 as a result of her intense run. She moved up over 100 places in the world rankings in just 1 year. She had evolved from the rising underdog to a real threat, the kind of player that high seeds try to avoid in the early stages. Now that he had established his credibility on the court, the corporate community took note. The sportswear industry is evolving, which makes Nike's response all the more intriguing. Once spearheaded by celebrities like Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova, who contributed to billions in worldwide sales, the heyday is now over. Naomi Osaka was a huge star power for the company in more recent times. However, Nike is constantly considering the upcoming 10 years. Additionally, Emma Raducanu's recent departure to Uniqlo created a significant void in their worldwide marketing plan. Following her victory at the U.S. Open in 2021, Nike built massive ads around her, but all of a sudden it was left without a Gen Z female tennis star. Due to companies like ASICS and Adidas aggressively targeting the next generation of consumers, this produced a sense of urgency. Nike quickly needed a fresh face. And Alex comes into play at that point. In actuality, Nike has quietly supported her throughout her formative years. They seem prepared to take their connection to new heights now. However, there is a huge difference between discreetly supporting a young athlete and turning that same person into the focal point of a worldwide brand. And that change now seems to be taking place. During her visit to Nike's Beaverton headquarters, observers, including astute internet communities, noticed something startling. Several stories claim that Alex's picture had taken over important interior advertising places, which were previously controlled by well-known foreign celebrities. Nike knows exactly what Alex stands for, thus this was main character posture rather than subtle support. She has access to one of the most valuable rising markets in international sport, making her more than just a player. While tennis has historically been dominated by North America and Europe, hundreds of millions of digitally connected and more mobile customers live in Southeast Asia. The next frontier is Asia. Li Na was instrumental in bringing tennis to China almost 10 years ago. Alex is now starting to bring about a similar change throughout Southeast Asia. However, she's doing it in the age of social media. Millions of people instantaneously share, analyze, and praise every ensemble she dons and every pair of shoes she wears on the court, and her reach extends beyond athletics. At just 20 years old, Alex skillfully combined elite athletic imagery with her Filipino heritage, symbolizing pride, identity, and modern ambition. A recent partnership between Nike and Vogue Philippines demonstrated that this was more than just a sports photo shoot, it was a cultural statement. One particularly noteworthy item was personalized Nike clothing with a subtle yet impactful nod to her heritage, inspired by national symbolism. According to reports, Nike even gave her customized gear with traditional floral themes associated with Filipino culture prior to Wimbledon. Strategic storytelling is what this is. Nike offers more than only athletic apparel, such as the Nike Vapor Pro 3. They are constructing a story, aspirations, legacy, and worldwide identity. They are presenting Alex as a cultural icon in addition to an athlete. Additionally, the fact that a multinational corporation like Nike is embracing Filipino symbolizes demonstrates how important Alex has become to their long-term worldwide strategy.